You can't film if you have dogs because they just bark the whole time. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rochelle and I am a California-based makeup artist and hairstylist. For today's video, I wanted to do my favorite products from the brand Wet n Wild. I know what you're thinking, Wet n Wild, it's kind of like a cheaper brand, they probably don't have any good products, but you are totally wrong. I used to think that too. I always used to think Wet n Wild was cheap and so their products were probably really junky. But the more that I started trying their products, the more I started really loving them. And I think that they're in my top 3 favorite drugstore brands now. So if you aren't really familiar with Wet n Wild products, let me give you some recommendations. I don't really love that many eyeshadow palettes from Wet n Wild, but this one is definitely one I suggest picking up. This is the Color Icon eyeshadow palette in the color Comfort Zone, and it comes with these bronzy gold shades and also green kind of shades. Because this is an all shimmer palette, I always pair it with another palette to use all of the matte colors because I can't create a full eyeshadow look with all shimmers. But this one is great just because the price point and the pigment. This is only $4.99 and I absolutely love all of these neutral colors over here. I use every single one on this kind of like brown and copper side. And then I also really love this blue brown. Now this color right here is really similar to MAC's blue brown pigment, which is super gorgeous. Let me swatch it for you. That is just one swipe and it is so pretty. It's like a almost purpley brown eggplant color with a blue reflective tint to it. And it is really pretty. The other one I really like in this palette is this bronzy color. Right there. See how pigmented these shadows are? I just feel like for $4.99 you can't beat it. They're really neutral and I absolutely love it. This is actually the color I am wearing on my lid today. And so I just packed that on all over my lid. And then I also took this darker brown in my outer crease area and put that on the center of my lid. This isn't my favorite product that Wet n Wild makes, but I feel like for $4.99, you can't go wrong. Next up is one of my very favorite products that they have, and that is this. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, which I absolutely love. It comes in a wide variety of shades. There is 20 shades to choose from, and it has kind of a satin matte finish, which is really nice for photos. This retails for $5.99 and it's really nice because it comes with this little spatula. So you don't have to pour it out and then apply it. You can just kind of swipe it on your skin like this. It's super affordable. If you like that satin matte finish, I highly recommend you try this one if you haven't already. Now, the next one is brushes. I absolutely love these brushes. They are synthetic, which I really prefer, and they blend out really nicely. I have added so many of these to my personal stash and my makeup artist kit. I think my very favorite one is this fluffy eye brush, which I use to blend out the crease and also pack on pigment to the lid. All right, you guys, this next one is seriously one of my favorite things I have discovered, and it was kind of recent. I probably got this about a month ago, and this is the Cream Contour Stick. Usually a lot of like creamy contour products I have tried from the drugstore have honestly been terrible, and so I was really skeptical when I was gonna try this, but this I am obsessed with. This is in the color Oaks on You, and you guys, this is so creamy. The color is very warm, so I don't know if I would necessarily say that this is a great contour color like it says, but it really does bronze up the skin and give a little color and life back into your skin. So easy to blend out, whereas some of the other ones that I didn't like from the drugstore were really patchy when I blended them out and they just didn't look right. And honestly, I really like that like warm kind of bronzy color that it gives to the skin. This is an absolute must. I have been loving it. And this little guy only retails for $3.99. So whenever you're using cream products, you always want to set them with a powder just to make sure that they don't move around throughout the day. So like your under eyes and you set with a powder, with your bronzer, if you're using a cream product, you do want to set with a powder. So this is what I use to set that cream contour down. This is the Photo Focus powder, and I just got it in a darker shade. So this wasn't marketed as a bronzer, but I just got a deeper color. This is in the color Golden Tan. Honestly, these powders remind me so much of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powders, which I keep in my kit. Okay, so here is my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium tan. And can you see how it just kind of has this like light sheen? It gives kind of a glowy effect to the skin because of that like kind of sheen in it. And look how similar this guy looks to that one. I mean, color-wise, they're a little bit different. This one's a little more gold and this one's a little bit more warm and almost like slight pink. But it has the same finish. So if you really like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, but maybe you're on a budget this month, go for one of these Wet n Wild ones and try it out. I feel like they're so similar, I would say they're a dupe. All right, you guys, this next one is a blush. This is the Wet n Wild Ombre blush. I actually depotted this one just because I was kind of trying to condense down a lot of my compacts and put them in a bunch of Z palettes, so I don't have the packaging for this. This one is just a really light peach to pink ombre blush, and this looks so natural on the skin. I personally don't like blushes to be overly pigmented because when they do have too much pigment, it almost makes you look like a clown and it's really easy to get carried away fast. So I like it when blushes are a little bit muted and you can kind of build the color up if you want to, but it doesn't go on too heavy-handed. I think that this one is beautiful on light to medium skin tones and it only costs $4.99. There are two other shades in the ombre blushes. I wasn't really a big fan. I think there's like a purpley one and then like a super pink one. I like a really natural muted color, so this is the one I grabbed, but I really, really like it. Ooh, okay. These next two are some of my favorite products from Wet n Wild for sure, and they are the highlighters. Now, one of them isn't advertised as a highlighter. They actually say that it's a bronzer, which I don't understand because look at the color. This is the color Icon Bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. I don't know anyone that could use this color as a bronzer. I am the fairest of fair in the wintertime, and this is the color that I can use for a very natural highlight. What I love about this is it has a really nice sheer finish. And so when you put it on the skin, it looks very, very natural. This is a color I use on clients that are afraid of really shimmery, bright, blinding highlights, but they want to have that glow from within kind of like look to their skin. This is beautiful. I use this mostly on light to medium skin tones, but it just gives that like nice sheer, hydrated look to the skin without looking like really bright or overly highlighted if you don't like that look. Once I found this, I went back to the store the next day and I bought like 3 others. I have one in my car, I have one in my purse, I have one in my makeup kit, and I keep one in my vanity. So you guys, I am absolutely obsessed with this. I own 4 of them. If you do want to kick it up to the next level, you can spray a little bit of MAC Fix Plus or a facial spray and layer it on top of the spray, which will make it look a little bit brighter. So this next one is also a highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild Illuminating Palette, and I believe there's only 1 color range in this one. But the nice thing about this is since they broke it up into 4 different stripes, you can kind of like just grab the certain colors that you want to use for the day. Or if you like all of the colors mixed together, you can swirl your brush all the way around the pan and kind of get that really pinky bronzy look. What I like to do is just kind of wet my face with the MAC Fix Plus and then hit the high points of my cheeks, and this one will give you a much brighter, more glowy highlight, but it doesn't give you any like chunks of glitter, which I don't necessarily like in a highlight. It's just such a like beaming, pinky champagne look to the skin. This one is only $4.99, and you guys, I absolutely love this. I don't know how everyone doesn't rave about this product. I feel like they always talk about this highlight from Wet n Wild, which is also beautiful. This is the Precious Petals. It's pretty. I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but this one just has my heart, and I feel like this is one of my very favorite products that Wet n Wild makes. All right, and this next one is the liquid lipsticks. These are the Wet n Wild liquid Catsuits. I've done a swatch video on this before. I think it was about a year and a half ago. I will link that in the description box below if you wanted to see the swatches of these. To be honest, I have other formulas from the drugstore that I like more, but I really love the shade range and I feel like it is a product that I would purchase again and recommend to other people. Today I mixed these two colors together and applied it on my lips, and I thought that it came out to a really pretty color. These are $4.99 and there are 19 colors to choose from, so I feel like there's a pretty big selection and I would definitely recommend them. Alright you guys, well I hope that you found something in my video that maybe you wanted to try out next time you're at the drugstore. Let me know what your favorite products are from Wet n Wild so that I can maybe pick up something I haven't tried before, or let me know if any of the ones that I mentioned you're also loving. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to watch my video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Mwah!